they have work to do this week, the Yankees. Even if they do it on the margins more with secondary prospects, they have to probably get a starter. They probably have to get 2 relievers. One of them left-handed would be ideal. I am reported on our Plus site this morning. They're still looking for one more bat. It's not their priority. Nobody should confuse that. Pitching, 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 but they'd love one more righty guy who can play around, including shortstop, because I assume Peraza isn't on the roster after 6 o'clock on Thursday, and their backup shortstop now is Rosario, who I guess could go and stand there. But, like, Boone made it clear yesterday he doesn't see Rosario as a shortstop. So I think, like, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa or Jose Caballero, they really like Willie Castro. I think Houston's gonna make a big play for Willie Castro, though. Why don't we stick to pitching? Just because they've done 2 bats already. Where do you think they go? How deep? Do you think they get 1 and 2? You think they get a starter and 2 relievers?
I do. There are a ton of starters out there. They aren't big names. The big names that are out there, I doubt they get moved. So I'm not seeing Gore or Ryan get moved. Cease maybe, but I think they'll get a depth piece in the rotation, and I do think they'll get bullpen. I mean, their bullpen until yesterday when it was very good. I mean, what a surprising game, right? We don't have Judge playing. Wheeler starting for the Phillies, and the Yankees end up winning that game 4-3. Not expected. Bullpen was outstanding. Devin Williams looks good now.
Yeah.
Luke Weaver generally has been good, but I do think they definitely need bullpen. They need a lefty, and I think they need another big arm, big right-handed arm near the back of that pen, because it does seem that they've been short. Now, I know that Cruz, Leiter are working their way back. They may help, but I wouldn't count on that. So, I mean, there are a ton of relievers out there. That's the plus. The negative is there's going to be a lot of competition for those relievers. I think they're going to get what they need to get because they're relievers, right? They're going to be able to do without giving up the big prospects. Obviously, Spencer Jones not going anywhere for any of these guys. George Lombard Jr. not going anywhere. I don't think Schlittler's going anywhere for any of these guys, but I think they'll be able to get it done and give themselves a chance. That said, they don't look like a championship team now, but these things switch around, right? I mean,
Detroit, right? Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they've lost, I don't know, where they lose 11 of 12 until finally winning.
Houston's turned the wrong way. Houston's got swept over the weekend by Oakland, right?
Now
Oakland, the A's.
Right.
Yeah.
They've had a ton of injuries. You could still call them Oakland.
Yeah.
They've had they've had a lot of injuries, Houston.
Yeah.
The Mets were the best record in baseball at one point, something like 45-25. Then they lost 10 of 11 or something like that. So every team has gone back and forth. The Mets are now up, obviously. But, right now the Yankees look down, but you can't count them out. Judge will come back, we think, presumably. In 20 days, he'll be a full player. 10 days, they think he'll be back. So, I mean, I think they'll be able to get what they need.
If the Yankees made one trade with St. Louis and got both Phil Maton and Steven Matz, they got a righty and a lefty. I looked at Maton. Maton's striking out 30% of the hitters he's facing.
Been great.
And we know he's great in the clubhouse also because we covered him with the Mets last year.
And I just counting that, people complain about the postseason. I think he was worn out all that point.
He was heavily used. The Mets were playing postseason games in September last year. Right. So, just to get in, right? We're in Atlanta at the end of the year.
And he had no choice. I'm not blaming Mendoza. And I think Maton is he's got guts. He'd be good.